evening. Today is, oh my goodness, it's Sunday. It is November 23rd. Auntie Waldron, this is my cat Pumpkin. Do you want to say hi, Pumpkin? Nope, she's a cat. She's not going to do it. But I hope you're having a great Sunday evening. I am. I didn't have a live yesterday. I apologize if you didn't get the memo. I did mention it on Friday, but I didn't post anything because I've been really busy, so my apologies. I hope you're having a good Sunday, even though it's Sunday. Sometimes people have to work Monday and they get the Sunday night scaries. But cheers to you. This little coffee with protein shake. I know, it's 8 o'clock at night, but I can sleep. That's delicious. Let's start off with a little, good evening. Hi, Keith. As your peace and comfort grows with every healing breath, Pumpkin's still the boss. And Fractal's back there somewhere. She's on a little table back there. Let's do a few deep breaths, and then I want to get into, I was at from 9 a.m. until 10 p.m. a shadow work conference with Mark Passio online. It was Zoom. I was in my apartment, but it was amazing. It was live. And then there was a chat until about 1 or 2 in the morning, which I wanted to chat with the people that were in the conference because there were like 400 or 500 of us, and it was fantastic. Oh, Dory, hey, welcome. I know, you're still alive too, Dory. Excellent. Thank you for showing up. This is one of the mods, Dory, from the seminar yesterday. So let's take a few minutes, just 3 or 4 minutes here. We usually do a few deep breaths, and then I have some stuff to talk about. I'll talk about what Carl Jung defined shadow work as, tell you a little bit about my story, and then share with you some of my takeaways from the first part of the seminar. I'm not going to give away too much, but it was really powerful, and I think and I'd love for feedback from folks. Yeah, my upgrades. I'm not sure what you're referring to, Keith, but I'm working on. I just finished my MBA, so I got in the final exam for that 2 days ago, and I have to hand in my capstone project, which is complete, and then I have to videotape a 5-minute presentation, which is easy. It's just summarizing the capstone project. So yeah, and then my MBA coursework will be completely finished. Thanks for asking. I hope all's well with you. Okay, so yeah, let's take a cleansing breath. Close your eyes for a couple of minutes, and we're going, and by the way, this is Pumpkin, and back there is Fractal, as in fractal geometry. But we're gonna just go within for a few minutes here and just get present, okay? So close your eyes if you're not driving. Inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. And as we take those beautiful cleansing breaths, let's imagine that the oxygen is going to all of our cells, because it is. It's healing us. It's helping us be our pure strength, be our pure energy. Maximize our abilities. Inhale. And as we exhale, think about letting go of any tension, letting go of any stress, releasing anything that we don't need to own. We don't own it. And then inhale. That's right, Fractal. And exhale. Continue breathing slowly and deeply. That was a short one today, because I've got a lot to get to. All right, let's see who's in here. Let's see. Oh, by the way, thank you to our moderator, Imran Hossain. Good job. This is Mom Energy. You're welcome to stay in the chat, but if it's not keeping up with our positive vibes and our mom energy, Imran will remove your comments. So I appreciate you all in advance being respectful. Oh yeah, I missed your live, but I hope it was good. Hi, anytime. Welcome. Jim, welcome back. Good to see you. Excellent. Hi, Logan. Welcome. Yes. Okay, I am a cat lady. I've got 2 cats here. That's all I have, though. That's my max cat number. Again, that's Fractal, and this is Pumpkin. She's 17, and she's here every day for the live. Yeah, thank you for the blessings, Keith. Okay, so what is shadow work? All right, so Carl Jung calls the persona what oneself, as well as others thinks one is. So that's the persona, right? Okay, so that's what we think of externally. The persona relates to the external world. The anima or animus relates to the internal world. And the shadow, and the two personality structures in our inner world are the persona and the anima. And again, the persona is how our internal world relates to the external world, and the anima or animus relates to the internal world. Okay, let's see. Yeah, she's 17, Logan. Oh, that's so nice. I'm so glad, Naji. Hi. She is funny, Dark Crypto. I don't know what she thinks, but she's smarter than me. That's all I know for sure. And Fractal, thanks for joining us today. We have a rare appearance. And thank you for being tried and true. Okay, so the shadow is that hidden, repressed, for the most part, and this is Carl Jung talking here, inferior and guilt-laden personality whose ultimate ramifications reach back into the realm of our animal ancestors. And then he goes on and he says something else, and then he goes on, the unconscious, that is shadow, does not consist only of morally reprehensible tendencies, but also displays a number of good qualities, such as normal instincts, appropriate reactions, realistic insights, creative impulses, etc. And that's taken from Carl Jung's collected works on page 16. So that's Carl Jung himself talking about the shadow. So he's saying it's not just those parts that we hide from others. It's all the parts of us, our creative insights, our realistic tendencies, all the things that are internal, unconscious. Yeah. Hola. Hi, Roberto. Yeah, a reptile brain. I'm not sure exactly where that's in there somewhere, Keith. Absolutely. Yeah, Roberto. Hey, Just Jokes. Welcome back. Oh, gracias, Roberto. Okay. So that's Carl Jung. That's Carl Jung's take on the shadow. And I think he's probably the one that sort of came up with that. Now, when I started, I've been doing this work for like 5 years, by the way. And I thought, oh, you know what? Well, this trendy book came out, the Shadow Work Journal, right? So I bought it. But it really was, to me, I started doing it, like, I'm like, all right, I was going to try to do it separately in my journal. I started writing in the book, but it was very surface for me. Like, I didn't think the person that put it together, it didn't resonate with me the way I thought it would. So that was a disappointment. I bought that probably a few years ago, maybe 3 or 4 years ago when it came out. But I still have it. I should donate it because I was already deeper than that when I bought it, if that matters. So, but I did go into shadow work because I was taking advice from, I'm just going to go into a little personal story time here. Yeah, it holds our primal drivers. Hi, Real Big Cat. This is Pumpkin, and you can certainly befriend Pumpkin. Many people just tune in to watch Pumpkin, and the other cat's Fractal, and I'm T. Waldron if you're curious. But anyway, personal story. I was friends with someone, or I thought I was friends with them, but it turns out they did not have my best interest at heart. So I was taking advice from them, and it's 100% on me because I took advice from them, and they slowly cut me off, or I cut myself off, I should say, from all of my family, friends, my colleagues at work. I put up barriers. I kind of separated myself based on their suggestions, but I did it. And then I found myself completely alone and going through a divorce. I was at rock bottom. I mean, I was pretty much, if I were a house, I would have been taken down to the studs. You know, it was really, I was almost destroyed. Very close to being destroyed. But I'll tell you what, I'm really grateful to that person. I hated that person for a long time. But now I'm at a point where I can be grateful to that person because I wouldn't have done that much work. I wouldn't have gone that deep if I hadn't had that influence in my life, because I had to. So that for me was part of the shadow work, was learning how to turn the adversities into strengths. Okay, let's see what you guys are saying. Yeah, no, it's okay. It's actually awesome, Dory. At the time, it was, like I didn't know. I have two young adult kids. I didn't know if they'd ever speak to me again. And they do. I mean, it's we're working on it now, and it's a process. But I'm a different person than who I was before, and I'm grateful because now I'm who I really am. Like going through that, and it was so powerful hearing Mark Passio talk about the shadow work, because it was all stuff like he systematically listed the stuff, which I wish I had this information when I was doing it myself, because I kind of intuitively went through all this stuff myself, and it was cool because I was like, yep, I did that. Like he was going through all these slides yesterday, which I'll talk about in a second, some of the ideas he spoke of, but it was reaffirming that, this is a process. So I think it's a useful process for people that really want to look at themselves and get to know themselves and strip away all of the falsehoods that and the beliefs and the expectations and things that people put on us, and get right down to our soul, and it's really, it's hard work, but it's so rewarding. I wouldn't want to be any other way because I love the truth. Okay, hi there, Pabayata. Yeah. Check out our Defense of the Art. Yep, you check out Keith's live at 12 Central. Sure. Okay. Yeah, healthy energy must flow both ways. That's beautiful. Sure. I realize that adversities create a stronger version of ourselves. So true, Dory. Absolutely. Hey, Luke. Welcome. Linda, welcome. Yeah, and that's, I want to be like, I just want to share my what happened to me, because I wish this kind of stuff was online. I couldn't find it. I'm sure it was online, but I didn't see it when I was going through it. And I felt like, oh my God, this is only happening to me. What's wrong with me? And by sharing this, I'm hoping to normalize people's challenges and like, hey, stuff happens. And I don't like to think that I'm stupid, but I fell for this person. And for believing that they were my friend and that they cared about me and that they had my best interest at heart. And none of that was true. They were trying to destroy me. But like that also caused me to start this channel and to become stronger and to never let that happen again. So, if you can take those things that happen to you and find your strength or find something to learn from, I find that the most, painful and difficult things are the most powerful to propel us to be better, or they could propel us to shut down, and we may need to recuperate. I didn't do this right away. I videotaped my ideas in my apartment for like 4 months. Every night to myself, I would write the day and the time, and I'd hold it up and I'd go, today is November 14th, blah, 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 whatever, and talk and videotape myself and practice until I finally got the courage to post. And that was my birthday present to myself that year, was to say, I'm just going to post. I put up, there's like a 90 second, 60 second intro on my channel. I created that thing. I didn't have one video made. I didn't even know what my channel was going to be about. So I just put that together and I said, I'm putting it up. I don't care. And then stuff follows, and stuff has changed over the years. You can look back at my ridiculous old videos because I left them up so you could see how terrible when I started, because I didn't know what I was doing either. So that's all part of it. You if you take action and you're doing what you believe is right, then that's the best you could do. And that's, and you can have peace in your heart, and you can love your shadow. Like I love my shadow now. Like it's part of me, and it's all good, and I like not to have to hide anything, which is super, So, okay, that was a lot of talking. Let's see what you guys have been saying. And thank you, Linda. I appreciate your comment too. Christian. I wish my father would do shadow work on his diet. Oh, that is so hard when you watch a friend. Yeah, I'm so sorry, Christian. Yeah, it's hard when you watch somebody do something that's destructive to themselves, right? That you care about, and you're like, oh my gosh. And, it may not even be, he may not even be ready for shadow work, and that's not really with free will. You know, we can be good examples to others, and we can ask them questions and be curious, but really it's their path, and it's very hard. I understand that completely. Like there's people that I'm close to that I wish would wake up to knowledge and wake up to truth and stop scrolling all day, and they're not even seeing their full potential. And I'm like, come on, you know, like you have so much more potential than what you're putting into the world. And it's heartbreaking, but also I'm hoping by being a good example, they'll go, oh, maybe I can do some of that, you know, and see what happens. So I get it, Christian. Yeah. Yeah, your struggles give you the chance to choose my strong, resourceful friends. Absolutely. Yeah, we can choose what we want and what we don't want. So true. I'm not sure, Corrupted. I have a lot of favorite songs. Okay, hey, Roberto. Hi, Mohammed. Oh, welcome from Spain. I'm great today. How are you? Double A. And where are you all typing in from? I like to know. Let's see. May we just automatically and naturally adapt, improvise, and overcome to naturally direct, deflect, and disrupt any harmful intentions more and more with every healing breath. That's beautiful. Yeah, Keith, that sounds good. I don't know how you come up with these beautiful words. You're like a poet. Hi, Timber. Welcome. Thank you so much. Yeah. Pumpkin, you have a fan. Somebody said you look like a turtle. She's 17 if you're new. We just had our birthday party a couple weeks ago. Yes, you do YouTube to care for others. That's beautiful. Cool. I appreciate that, Double A. Hi, Max. Welcome. I'm just going to read these comments and I'll tell you some of the, it's a little background about Mark Passio. Interesting to see more people reading into Mark Passio's work. Yeah. I don't care for his platform, but his message is solid. I understand that. There was a lot of swearing yesterday. and I'm like, okay. But you know what? The content is amazing. It's just, I could understand how people who aren't into like profanity would be like, oh my gosh, you know, because because he's so passionate, and you know, he's worked so hard, and I could, you can see how hard he's worked, and he's just like, why don't people get this? Like, that's the kind of the vibe I got from the whole thing. And I can understand that, because when you work so hard and you dedicate your entire life, I think he started it, he said, in 2007. So when you're working for 18 years on something and it's not hitting as hard as you would like it to, because he puts his whole heart into it, that's understandable, you know? So, but I admire that because he cares, you know? So I talked to a friend of mine today. I'm like, oh my gosh, you would have vibed with this guy, because this other person is also very, doing good work and passionate about it. And, you know, they have the same type of vibe. It's really funny. Mi vedi. I see you, Roberto. As long as you're clean, we see you. Okay. Yeah, that's true, Keith. Right. Art. Oh, Arkansas, welcome. Philadelphia, welcome. Hi, Jay. Oh, thank you, Double A. Yeah. It in my head and my patterns. Oh, PA. Lots of PA. No, I can't force anyone to do anything, but you can invite yourself to study. If you change your mindset, if you can. Yeah, I'm inviting you to change your mindset. How's that? So you could say, oh, I get to study. Because a lot of people don't have an opportunity to go to school, you know, and just, this stream will be done in like 20 minutes. So hang out, because you might find some useful stuff that'll help inspire you to study. But then study. Hi, Healing with Mama Love. I started 5 months ago with my channel. It took 2 years, right, to get the nerve, right? I've been doing the same work on myself for 3 years. Yes, I'm only now finding people doing the work who have the terminology. Oh, that's beautiful, Healing with Mama Love. Me too. I always say this is mom energy. So thanks for finding the channel. I'm so happy. Yeah, and I'll if you want to drop your channel in the comments, I'll look it up. Yes, Roberto, I see you. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Hood Matrix. Welcome back. It's been a while. My teacher cursing, but I'm not sure. Let me see. But it's to lock the attention, not to hurt people. Okay. Imagine how calming it is to master your keys to your neurology in your deepest peace and comfort more with every healing breath. Beautiful. Yes. Hi, Arif. Yeah, I'm real. I'm not AI. That's silly. Hi, Rowan. I guess it's a good question. There's a lot of AI out there. Of course, I remember you heard Matrix. I don't know why, but I do. You must have been interesting before. Hi, Rowan. Yeah. Yes, you're in my house. Yes. But also, I'm sharing good stuff with you guys. All right. It's 2005. Yeah, no, good question, though, Ari. Drea Love. Beautiful. Yeah, this is Pumpkin. Okay. Tivoglio. Okay. So, Mark Passio, if you're not familiar with him, I'm going to give you a little quick background. He was a 33rd degree Mason. He was also involved in other organizations that obscured truth, and they were dark organizations. And he was working very hard to obscure truth, okay? And they sought to control humanity through dark means, okay? Then he left everything. He woke up and he realized he wanted to change his life. So this is from his website. The whole purpose, and he has done a lot of work, like I said, since 2007. So I love the fact that he was in the depths of darkness and spreading lies and doing not good things. I don't know, but he was in a bad place, okay? 2007, he started doing this. And now, this is from his website, the whole purpose of this body of work is to encourage others to seek the knowledge that can lead them to a better understanding of themselves and of our world. And I love this. He ends it with this. All is love. Fear is an illusion. All beliefs are, all beings are free, and the truth can never be destroyed. So that resonates with me because I agree with all those things, okay? Sometimes the way he says stuff is very, very strong. But you know what? Good for him. That's how he's expressing himself, and I respect that. So let's see what we got here. Okay. Yeah, hi, Smart. Welcome. On the spectrum, someone thought I was a CIA spy. So you erase his backache in 3 seconds. Cool. Yeah, I'm joining a remote healing group in January or February. It's part of Dr. Joe Dispenza's. It's an official one with Joe Dispenza's healers. So I've been accepted into the healing meditation group. I'm so excited. So we're gonna do remote healings with people. Very exciting. Hypothetically, how much? I'm not sure. I know, the poor cat, Cody. You're right. I woke her up from her nap. I'm like, come on, it's time for the live. Hi, Rowan. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing for Christmas yet. It's early. How about Thanksgiving? We have to get through that. I don't know. That's a great question. Everybody's been a baby. Boyfriend. Thank you. Thank you, Keith. Rowan. Okay, let's see. Pumpkin is very intelligent. Yes, she is. Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, cool. I would say, yeah, before you look him up, well, we can look him up, but also look up, if you haven't already, Florence Scovel Shinn, The Game of Life and How to Play It. That book started me on this whole journey with this metaphysics. I use verbal medicine skills. Remote energy works. Yeah, but you're doing remote skills. Yeah. Yep. Meow meow. Okay. All right. Let's see. So these are some of the things that Mark said in his seminar yesterday. So it was a long seminar. So he spoke from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. with a couple of breaks in there, and it was so solid. Like there was information. But basically he started by having us question, questioning what we're doing. Are we committed? Like, do I care enough? That was one of the questions that came up. And, what do we care about? Like, that's my question, is what is my focus in life, and where I spend my time is how I determine what my focus is, right? Am I assessing the situation correctly? And that was always one of my things. Like, what am I doing? Where am I like, where am I spending my time? Right? Have I been lazy and just want comfort? Now, comfort is very, very seductive. Who wants to get up off the couch and go do something? Who wants to put themselves out there at the risk of being trolled? I mean, there's stuff that I've gotten stronger with this channel, because I mean, even people I know trolled me. I think I did a short on it. And I was like reading the comments, and I'm like, oh my gosh, mom. Just kidding. But, it's then, when people, either they're going to get on board and start understanding what you're doing, or I'm gonna leave them behind because I don't need it. Like, I've created boundaries for myself, and it's been tough. Like, I never did that before. I was always a people pleaser. What else did he ask? Do I have the courage to know what is right and to do what is right? So, number one is knowing what's right, and then number two is doing it. So those were great questions he asked. Have I chosen to give away my power? Am I leaving it up to somebody else to do this work, and just, I'll send them some money, or I'll send them a like? No, are you doing stuff? Are you getting off your butt, and are you doing stuff? And even if it doesn't have to be online, it could be live. I think that's even harder sometimes these days. Being kind to people online, in person, being patient with people while you're driving, not spreading negativity, and I mean, there's a lot of little things you can do. Start small. You don't have to do a whole big thing. You can definitely, switch your vibration, be kind to people, and then then you could build on it. And it's like a muscle. It's like anything else. I mean, that's not what he was saying. That's how I approached it. But mine came from, I lost everything. I became a minimalist. I pretty much started with nothing, and then I'm building stuff up again. So that's been a journey, and emotionally too, like starting with like letting go of all those preconceived notions, those beliefs that I had to please people to be liked, because you know what? Those aren't really your friends. If you're a people pleaser and you're just saying and helping people just to get them to like you, they're not really your friends. They're not, you're not equals. Now I speak my truth, and people that I thought were my friends, some people accept it and some people don't like it. And some people I just wasn't resonating with, and I had to not spend time with them anymore. And it was really weird, and difficult and uncomfortable doing that. But I wouldn't have it any other way, because then I can be true, I can be honest. And I did it messy the first few times because I didn't know what I was doing. So that takes practice. When you're sort of cleaning up your life, and you're deciding, okay, who is on this path with me, and who is gonna try to pull me off my path. And really, this journey is the most important thing. So I think that is the heart of this whole idea, is deciding, what do you want to do in life? What are you contributing to this world? What do you want to leave when you go eventually? What have you done? How have you made the world better? And it could be little stuff. It could be very small, but that could a little thing to be nice to somebody could make their whole day. So you never know. Yeah. Okay, let's see. What do you got? Yeah. That's right. Your word is your wand. That's another Florence Scovel Shinn book. Spiritual Vegans. Yeah, metaphorical language patterns. Metaphysics in real life. Just look at them like, but I respect it for them. How do you believe in yoga? I'm not sure what you're saying, Ari. Hold on, I missed some of these chats. Yeah, Florence. Yes, Oh my gosh, I love Louise Hay. Actually, I met today with Dr. Bernie Siegel, and he was friends with Louise Hay. I'm working on a project with him right now. So I have one video up. I'm going to edit the second video with him. So we're working. He's 93. But he's fun. He's a funny cat. He's so funny. And we're having a good time working on this project. Yeah. Yeah, your word is your wand, absolutely. Now, in real life, people who talk metaphysics in real life, I just look at them like, what? But I respect it if something. Okay. For them, how do you just believe in yoga? I don't know, but I do. I'm studying for a doctorate as well in metaphysics, so I would be one of those people that speaks about metaphysics in real life. It was funny. I'm having a heating system put in pretty soon, and the guy that came over saw one of my books, and he's like, "Oh, metaphysics," and we started talking about the particle collider at CERN, and it was so cool because he knew all this stuff. Very neat. Yeah, this is Pumpkin if you're new, Miss Bunny. Welcome. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's okay, Arif. Yeah, just do some reading about it because I didn't believe this stuff either. I was like, what do you mean there's I would suggest maybe if you're interested in learning more about you know, the quantum, okay, because I think that's a good place to start because there's sort of the quantum is all around us and I mean there's whole metaverses and all kinds of stuff we won't start with, but um the dual slit experiment would be something good to look into because that sort of opened my mind to say, guess what? Our current science does not have all the answers. And they sometimes will obscure, if they don't know the answer, they'll just obscure the whole, they're like, oh, it's just weird science. We don't know. And I'm like, that's no answer. So maybe look at the double slit experiment, okay, Arif? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Enjoy the process. That's funny. Oh my gosh, checking out consciousness. What PTS demon? I like that. Finally, it's been a minute. Oh, good to see you back. Yeah, I've been checking out consciousness here lately. Yes. Ooh, that's a good question. Where does it come from? Are we tuned into it or are we on our own broadcast? I hope all is well. Thank you for asking. Okay, so thanks for asking that. Okay, so the theory I'm working with right now, and it could change the next thing I learn, but right now, this is where I'm at. We are consciousness, and that this is part of it was one of our expressions of it, okay, this physical world. But we are consciousness, our souls are conscious, our souls are energy. So that's the working theory right now. But thanks for asking, PTS Demon. Yeah. So true. The people pleaser mode is in my past. Oh my gosh. That was hard to get out of, right? Oh my gosh. It took I had to deprogram myself from people pleasing. And now I'm trying to, people that I know that I care about, I'm kind of, you know, I'll notice them doing it and I'll say, hey, did you mean to do that? And just out of curiosity. And sometimes they don't even know they're doing it or they can't stop. So the ones that want to change, we're working together to help them wake up and change. Hi, Raja. Welcome. India. Excellent. Yeah, I hope we're all your brothers and sisters. Yeah, I've had to start over a bunch. Yes, it's the universe teaching us to let go of some. Absolutely. Everything happens in divine timing. Everything is a gift for you. So it's our job to figure out what the lesson is. Like why did this thing that I would not prefer just happen to me? And that's always, for me, that's where I'm at right now. Be true to yourself. Yes, so true. Sometimes thinking about it holds up your healing. Right. Sometimes our analytical mind can hold us off, yeah? Hypnosis. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the great Elijah. Yeah, this is Pumpkin. She's 17. And she loves to be here for your live. She's sending you good energy and she's purring. So, oh, you're purring right in my ear. Yeah, thank you, Dur. Yeah. Well, you know what? Yoga has taught me some flow. So I think yoga is a beautiful practice. Yeah, thanks, Gary. Pumpkin, you have another fan. she she's like, I don't care. I'm just here for everyone. Yeah, it's so funny. She's 17. I'm not sure what you're questioning there. Okay. Yeah, the color breathing method. Hi, Brother Cam. Yeah, you know what? I think we all have Christ consciousness in our souls. Yeah, and Buddha nature and Krishna. I'm not sure what that is, if it's Krishna spirit, but yeah, that's our soul. We're all connected, you know? And I think when people say this is the only way to God, then that can be a belief system. That can be a control system. So I don't know. I just don't think God is picking and choosing one group of people over another. So that's what I believe now. So, but you know, everybody's entitled to their own beliefs. So yeah, yeah. Humans were made to live primitive lives. That would, you know what? I love that because I don't know which group, which teaching it was, but I've heard chop wood and carry water, you know, just keep it to the basics. And I try to meditate when I'm doing all my simple stuff, like when I'm washing dishes or, you know, driving somewhere. I try to like be present and be, you know, go within and try to like tune out the outside world and those non-productive thoughts. And I try to treat everything as a meditation, but that's just me. Yeah. Yep, we live the level of life we expand to. That's beautiful. Hi, Gloria, Karen Rays. Let me see what you said here. Mother Nature, plants, and Father Time. We have the babies and plants eat us and our people and everything plant-based, music and vibrations. I like all those words. That's nice. Yep. Fix our loofs. Yep. But how do you know this is real? What if this is a simulation? What if this is, no, that's a great question. What if this is all just a dream? Well, that's what one fella says. Oh, I don't have his book here because I put it away. What's his name? Oh, Federico Fagin. He wrote this book. And he was a scientist. He was a physicist. And he was at the pinnacle of his career. He was rich. He had his own company. He worked for Intel for many years and he started his own company. He created touch screens or something, like he did something with inventing those. He was working on creating conscious AI at the time. This was years ago. And he wasn't happy. He said, what more is there? And he was talking about consciousness. And so he woke up in the middle of the night, got a glass of water, went back to bed, was laying there, and all of a sudden, his heart, I thought he was having a heart attack, but he said no. It was like his heart exploded, and there were just beams of light coming throughout the room, and he floated up above his body, and he was in his body, and he was above his body, and he had a spiritual experience, and he felt pure love. He felt joy, love, and peace. And he realized that, like a theory of consciousness from that moment, from source, that's where he claims he got it. And his theory is that we are conscious beings, and we are searching for the meaning of our lives, and that there's free will, and that because of those two reasons, computers can never have sentience. They can never be conscious. So that was a relief for me. I did a video about it. You can check it out. But I don't know where I was going with that. Sorry. I just love that story because he was brilliant. So, oh yeah, is it all just a dream? So there's theories out there that say our soul is having this experience on this earth, and it may be a simulation, it may be a dream, but everybody in our entire world is a reflection of us. So that's interesting. That's my working theory right now. And again, that might change. Keep tuning in because as I learn stuff, I'll just share it with you guys, and you can decide if it resonates with you or not. Because I don't know. Yeah. Clarification questions first. Yeah. Where she went? Oh, there she is. She's back. Okay. Hey, Pumpkin. Thanks for coming back. Okay, what do we got here? Hi, Rusa. Welcome. Thank you. Yeah, the circle of life. Beautiful. Yep. Different point of view. Excellent. Yeah, she may be. She doesn't really listen. Oh, great. I'm so happy you joined us, Witchy. So cool. I used to think that you know, alchemy and stuff was you know, dangerous or something, but I'm really admiring a lot of the different modalities now. It's very cool. Hi, Rusa. Welcome. So very nice of you to actually interact with your viewers. Yeah, thank you. I'm so glad you're here too, Dory. I had so much fun yesterday. Yeah, love to you too. Hey, Will. Good to see you again. I'm not sure who you are though. I think everybody's titles changed over the years. They put your real emails in there. I know, she is really healthy. Let me tell you, okay? Because when I got her 4 years ago, she wasn't hopping around like this. Huh. You are doing great. Yeah, thank God. I'm like, keep it together, Pumpkin, because I love you. Okay. Yeah, it was a great seminar. Hi, Archive Generation. Yeah, nice to meet you as well. Did you have a different handle in the chat? Because I don't recognize that. My favorite food. Oh, aloha. Great to see you from Hawaii. Scorpio, hello. That's a great idea too. A healing party by yourself. Absolutely. This is Pumpkin. She's 17. I don't know what my favorite song is. I like a lot. Hey, Roberto. PTS, the whole 2012 end of the world thing seems like it actually did, as the last decade has been quite unique. Like the old world is dead and we're in a new age. You know, I've heard different theories about this 2012. Yes, that the energy has shifted. And, you know, I don't like, it's hard because the science part of me wants proof. Like, okay, well then what changed? But then the spiritual part of me is like, yeah, the vibe is different. I see what they're saying. So I think, and this is something Mark Passio talks about, there's two sides of our brain. One is very analytical and the other one's very spiritual and creative. And when we can find a balance, so maybe something did change and maybe there's no proof of it, but maybe we can feel it. And maybe there will be proof one day, but maybe not, you know? So I think it's learning how to ride the wave of balance is the key to reach our full potential, you know, because if we go one way and say, well, there's no proof, so therefore I don't believe it. Whereas if we go through, well, I'm totally feeling, I'm vibing it, and we don't search for proof or respect the science, then I think we're limiting ourselves if we go too far one way or the other. So I think finding that balance is what I'm searching for. So that's my goal. But yeah, that's a great point there. Yeah. Yeah, and they say that we're coming into new world. I've heard a lot of different people say that, channels and whatnot. So I don't know. As I said, I spent some time with Bernie Siegel today. And he was telling me he has a spirit guide, okay? And I'm like, come on, Bernie. But he has been I've known him for like 18 years. And he has been telling this story, the same story, this whole time, okay? And he said he used to give, you know, speeches around the world. He was pretty famous at the time in the 80s. And he would give a speech. He goes, and I had pages of notes. And I have this on video. I'll have to make a video about it, because I thought it was a fascinating story. And he goes, and I would just get up on the podium and start talking and not even look at my notes and talk for 2 hours. And like, he was sort of out of his body and he was sort of channeling the spirit. And he's like, what just happened there? How'd that happen? But then people would come up to him after the seminar and say, who is that guy standing next to you? And they drew a picture of the guy and he looked at it and he goes, oh, that's George, my spirit guide. And it was the same guy every time. So I don't know. There's something to be said for that. And it was more than once. It wasn't just one shot. It was several times. So, interesting stuff. Yeah, mindfulness tasks completing right. Well, she's brilliant, Gary, so it's nice to meet you. Plans for Thanksgiving. Yes. Live life on high score mode. Beautiful. I work hard. Oh yeah, there's definitely reality for sure. But also, like, who's to say there can't be another, like, there's talk about multiverses, the 3D world and then maybe the 4D, 5D worlds. Interesting. Why not open your mind, man? People that have the luxury of saying, I might be living in a false reality to construction. Listen, I respect that. I respect people that, work and keep our world together. All of the, like the people that keep our plumbing and our heating going and construction and build the roads. Oh my gosh, we would all be trapped without you guys. I mean, thank you. Thank you for your work. I don't know where I was going with that, but anyway, thank you for your work. Life is but a dream. Everybody's got a soul, Gary. If you're alive, you have a soul. And that's just my belief, but that's what I believe. I can't prove it, but do you think you don't have a soul? I don't know. I feel like don't you ever feel like there's a higher power within you? Do you ever feel that? Maybe not. It's okay. But I do. So, but also, okay, that's a good point, Gary, because I didn't used to feel it. And I've only felt it fairly recently because I've been meditating a lot more. I mean, I've gone to church, I prayed, I've done all that for years. And I felt nothing. Like I tried, I'm like, God, praying, everything. And for 50 years, and I didn't feel anything. And then when I started meditating, that's when I started feeling the connection to the source and getting away from the organized religion. So I don't know, maybe try a different mode and maybe you'll feel your soul. Maybe you won't. I don't know. Just a thought. Great book, Journey of Souls. A doctor talks about his case studies and pretty interesting. Yeah, easy to read. An audiobook is on YouTube. Thank you, PTS Demon. Break concrete all day. Oh my gosh. Wow. That's got to be hard. Do you use one of those machines that go, like that's got to be hard. I bet that like shakes your whole head. Wow. That's wild. Yeah, bioalchemy. Beautiful. Journey of Souls is a book by Michael Newton that summarizes 29 case studies of people who recalled their lives between physical death and reincarnation through hypnosis. Beautiful. Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate that. Hi, Mohammed. Welcome. Yeah. User professional. Hi. Yep. His healing party is at noon on Wednesdays. I'm just going to have to live till I die. Right. There you go. I put notifications on. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's 8 a.m. I'm glad you mentioned that. 8 a.m. Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Saturdays, Sundays. Okay, Gary. You are not stupid, Gary. Knock it off. I am a total nerd. That's what you're gonna have to deal with because I like taking notes. Okay. What else? I'm gonna get to what else Mark said. Let's see. Two more. I'm gonna read a couple more of these. Hey, Jeremy. Hi. Hey, Jeff. I found God when I left the church. Yes. And when you looked in the mirror, Mark did mirror work yesterday. He was talking about mirror work, and that was such a powerful part of what I was. And I can't even really. I have to do more mirror work because it is so powerful. Looking at yourself in the mirror and talking to yourself, and like you can't hide. It's just the truth in there. All right, let me tell you a few more things he said, and then I'm going to wrap. Have I followed? This is questions Mark asked during his shadow work seminar. Have I followed orders I shouldn't have? Where did my money come from? Was I engaged in right livelihoods? So I worked in a corporate job for 18 years. And yeah, I was helping people. I worked with seniors and I did the activities, and the people that were in my building, I felt like I was really helping them, but also I know I had more potential. I'm back in school now and I'm doing this and I'm doing this channel and I'm trying to have a greater impact, to leave a greater footprint. Okay. So yeah, you might be helping people and that's good, but are you helping as many as you can? Are you using your talents to the best of your ability? I wasn't. So here we are. Have I poisoned the worldview of others? You know, did I spread lies? My question is, where did my beliefs come from? And when I was doing my shadow work, I'm like, well, why do I believe that? Like, for instance, people pleasing. Well, why do I think that I'm less than everybody else? Why do I think I'm undeserving? Why do I think I'm not as good as other people? And those came from, like, I had to get to like some belief, and then sometimes that would have two more beliefs under that, and it was deep. It was like ingrained in my soul, and I had to really get to it and take it out of there and show it the light so that it would shrivel up and die. All right. And then I was empty. And then I had to rebuild myself stronger, but I wouldn't have it any other way because it's great. Okay, I found God when left to church. Okay, that's true. Soon, a light stock fan will look solid, but it's 99.999% empty space. Yes, that's what atoms are. Thank you. We're all made of atom. Wow, PTSD demon, that's deep. Yeah, it's true. The atoms, oh my gosh. I watched a Joe Dispenza special, and he said, if an atom is like seen with different, like represented by different objects, the center of an atom would be like a Volkswagen Bug, and the space around which the whatever the electrons or whatever goes around the atom would rotate or orbit would be like the size of Utah or something. It's ridiculous, like how much space there is. So it's very interesting. We choose to deny. What's this say here? We choose to deny, we feel the spiritual because it's not the answers, the good feelings we want. So when you're meditate, you tap into evil and it responds to you. Not necessarily, Chris Nolly. I don't know about that. I really, I disagree, but hey, you're entitled to think that. And I had to really go through a lot of my beliefs that were indoctrinated into me from school, from church, from work, from family members, from friends. And I looked and I said, do I really believe this? So, yeah, good evening. Hey, Will, welcome. Great connecting with you yesterday. Excellent. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, that was just a couple of things. I don't want to give away the whole shebang, but that was just from the first couple hours. Yeah, so that's a great question. Where did my morals, faith, and value and systems come from? That's so true. And that's taken me years, and I'm still peeling away the layers because the beliefs we have are self-perpetuating. So, those beliefs are going to hang on, and they're going to trick us. If they're not true and real, they're going to do what they can to survive. So we've got to be kind of relentless. Okay. And here's a little tip that I heard that I found really useful. If something feels heavy to carry or negative or fear-inducing or anger-inducing, then take a look at that. And that's probably not really your soul. That's probably not really you. That's probably something someone put on you. Our souls are eternal. Their love, their peace, their strength. And you can feel it. So and it's our like internal, it's our Christ consciousness, Yeah. Okay. Hey, Chris. Oh, Christopher Menendez. Welcome back. Jeff, Adam and Eve, the atom evolved. Beautiful. Love it. Deprogramming takes a bit of work. That is so true, Dory. there is a theory that there is only one electron in the universe. I think that's where God comes from. How else would one describe an omnipresent force? I'm so glad oh, that's so cool. I don't know about one atom, but I feel like there is an all that is, okay? And that is the whole universe, and we're part of that. All of us are part of it, and we're all an important part of that. So yeah. Yeah, okay, let's see what Christopher said. Chris, it depends on who and what you're meditating to. If you open doors to demonic spirits, well, what are you meditating to? If it's God Almighty, then we tap into his presence. Okay, yeah. Beware of ley lines and silver cords. Okay. Matt, welcome. I think I'm the most powerful version of myself when I realized I have no free will and tapped into God's will and sovereignty. Okay. I disagree with you on that one. I think we all have free will. I mean, you had the free will to tap into God. So, right? Because you can choose God or not. So there's your free will right there. So I think it's all a, kind of a definition type thing. But anyway, I hope you guys all had a great night, and I'm going to go. Oh my gosh, it's been an hour almost. So thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. Okay. Yeah, I agree. We do have free will. Thanks, Art. Anyway, thank you all for tuning in. Welcome to the new folks, and thank you to my regulars for coming in. And I'll see you tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. And so, from myself to yourself, thank you for joining me on this journey. And I appreciate, especially my new folks from the Mark Passio conference yesterday. All right, thanks everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.